House of Lion Babe feels both personal and empowering. What message or energy did you want listeners to take away from from this particular project?
I think those words pair perfectly with where we were when this music kind of started. Um, we had just had our first child, and we were definitely in the early tired parenthood feelings that I went through, and it was kind of an escape all sorts of things that you go through when you're first having a kid. Um, but it really was and has been still a place of escape and just a time away from the reality of kind of where we are in the world and all the constantly infiltrating us. We really wanted something that had people could really dance and escape and feel free and empowered in themselves and just have a moment to just reconnect with fun and joy and all are also essential, but sometimes don't get the most shine.
And this tour is being described as a more intimate experience for your fans. How does performing in small venues change the connection you have with the audience?
We definitely love, the varied stages. I love a big arena stage as well. Something about the intimacy of really seeing people's faces, seeing them sing the words along with you. On top of it, we did a VIP experience for our fans and people that wanted to connect with us in person, where they were able to pick out one of their favorite vinyls from our collection that we signed, and just kind of a way of honoring and giving love back to the people that have been with us since our journey started, a decade ago now. So I think it felt timely to do something that still packs the punch in a performance sake, but also really gives people that have been with us a time to really connect and see us and feel acknowledged, especially since it's been, COVID obviously changed the world, but since before that, we haven't been on the road in some of these cities before in a minute. So we wanted to make sure that people felt appreciated.
Well, I love your music, by the way. It's amazing. And it's got like an old school feel to it with a modern kind of a turn to it. And I think it's really innovative and I definitely love it. So congratulations to you, both of you, actually.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you've collaborated with some pretty incredible artists like Pharrell Williams, Mark Ronson, Childish Gambino, Busta Rhymes, who is amazing, and Disclosure. Which collaborations have pretty much challenged or inspired you the most creatively?
You want to take this one?
I think some of those earlier sessions when we were very fresh and new to doing music professionally on this level, like so the ones with Mark or Pharrell in the very beginning, this was within a few months of being signed. We had only put one song out, our first song ever. It was the first song Jillian ever wrote. And so it was really like you get thrown in the deep end a bit in those sessions. But those are also probably some of in our career to date, like the most memorable and informative learning experiences because, you really have to learn to swim quick. You're learning so much fast. And I think a lot of things that were said during those sessions, advice given to us from those producers and artists, like have very much stuck with us to this day as kind of like a framework and something to always reference whenever we're, working on something creatively, trying to figure something out, trying to crack the code or puzzle. So yeah, those early ones were definitely, like that.
That's cool. After more than a decade in the music industry, what keeps you creatively evolving while staying true to your signature sound?
Um, I really truly feel that we've always just been artists in every way that we try to move through the world. I think being around artists, our parents both come from creative mindsets, and are always building, doing something new, expanding. And I think that just general joy of creating is what keeps us going. There's always an idea, and almost like by doing one idea, whether it's deemed a success in your eyes or not, it always plants a seed for another idea because it's like, oh, we did that makes us think about this other sound, or that song could be a whole other project, you know. So um I think our curiosity just hasn't waned, which I feel very thankful for, but it's really just ingrained in who we are as people. We're artists, and I don't imagine myself ever stopping creating, whether it's Lion Babe or not. We'll see, but I think we both know that we love making music. It inspires us. We love to perform and travel. And so I think just wanting to continue all of that is what keeps it going. And then obviously the people that have championed us along the way and then still here, still want more. So
And it's pretty cool, you guys, to get to do that together, which is pretty amazing. You get to travel and be creative together, which I think is a bonus.
definitely it's a challenge and a bonus.
And your music blends pretty much soul, funk, electronic, and hip hop influences pretty naturally. Which artists or genres shaped the sound of Lion Babe the most? Who were some of your influences growing up?
We have so many just being millennials, but for specifically, you know, for even this project, I think someone like Donna Summer has always influenced me because she has been this genre blending aesthetic chameleon. I think Grace Jones is another person, very one of a kind energy that you feel, that can it doesn't need to live within one box. And I think those are the people that have always inspired us, the ones that, because they're something about their essence, something about their sound, their voice, their tone, what they're saying, can move with time, and it feels natural because they're also responding to what, you know, where they are in their life, um and all of that as well. So I would say right now, this project and kind of this world that we're creating when you come to our shows is 70s disco mixed with 90s house, you know, someone like Crystal Waters, all the house divas, just having a place of escape. I think those are kind of where we are sonically and energetically for the show.
And I can only imagine growing up with a mother like Vanessa Williams, who's one of my favorite vocalists. I can only imagine the music that you listen to, and you're pretty much speaking my language. Donna Summer, I mean, unbelievable. And I think she was so amazing to come out very disco, but then she could do the pop R&B things so well. She was such a chameleon, and I think she's definitely one of the best vocalists I've personally heard. And your mom as well. She has an absolutely incredible, beautiful, pure voice for sure.
Yes, she's incredible.
She is. What can they expect from your first ever live performances of your brand new music on this tour? And how exciting is it to debut your unreleased material in front of a live audience?
Um, it's great. When you're seeing the fans, you really genuinely get to witness their first reaction to the new music, which typically you probably don't when they're hearing it for the first time through streaming or whatever other means. So that's been really cool. We definitely watch their as the song progresses is like building on them a bit more and they're getting more into it. So yeah, it's a nice exciting way to add something new to the show, play classics, play songs from the newest album, and then mix it all together with something they've never heard before. It's been really cool.
And how do you guys usually collaborate? Do you start with some chords? Do you start with a track? Do you start with lyrics? Does it change each time, the process, how you guys work together?
I would say
Yeah.
you want to go?
Who- I, I mean, it definitely is a variation of all those things. Sometimes there's a concept that comes to mind and we know we want to explore it. So there might be a beat that Lucas has made in the past that he might show me a couple of ideas. And then if I'm into one, I'll kind of t take it and freestyle over it. And then we'll pick that apart and kind of start to build this song through that. There's other times where something will just kind of come out and then we create something around that. And then we also love collaborating as well. So sometimes it's just meeting the right people, talking about an idea, or being out and there's definitely been a couple of nights as of late if I'm out somewhere and cross paths with someone or hear a record, come home and tell Lucas about it, and then he gets busy and tries to kind of create a some type of thing that mirrors that feeling that I was feeling, so it's always changing.
And even some new songs, when you come back home from those nights out, you might have a couple of new voice memos on your phone, and then we kind of take that as the basis to build something off of, which has been really fun lately as well, also.
Yes, I'm just walking around New York City singing ditties.
And these numbers are amazing. You've got like over 300 million streams worldwide, which is absolutely incredible. How has your relationship with fans evolved since the beginning of Lion Babe? I'm sure you've seen a total peak with everything you've done combined.
I do feel very, I think now more than ever, when we first started, also, it was right at like, we were SoundCloud discovery artists at the time. And now there's TikTok, there's all these other ways that people are interacting. There's all, even just what an artist is supposed to kind of embody as a creator, all of that stuff has changed. So initially, starting out, it was more like separate. Like, okay, if you happen to come to our show and met us after, like that was like a chance meeting. But I think now, because we're out here every day trying to engage with people, you hear stuff, you hear stories, you just get to know fans a little bit closer. So that's been really nice. Just kind of put a face to a handle or something like this, or just know that, oh, someone was in high school when they heard this first song and now they're doing this, or the aspiring singer ended up going to do this, or it's just it's really cool to see also how all of our fans' journeys have evolved as well, and we're all a little family.
Especially on these VIP meet and greets, it's been really cool to really get to meet a lot of these people who have been with us for the past 10 years, and just hear a little their journey and how we've been a part of that.
Hmm.
So it's been great.
And especially the ones where you never really know what your purpose is doing for others, and hearing stories about especially people getting you know in some hard times, and the music has carried them through a hard breakup, or a work job, unemployment moment, or a health scare, just all those things where um it can feel daunting to try to continue on, and then that, okay, something I did really did help someone, and that's truly the greatest feeling. And I think that's what we also feel when we're on the stage, just really feeling that love from people and appreciation that we're continuing on, It's
Hmm. And both coming from, I imagine, creative musical backgrounds, what have your parents told you to always remember about being in this industry and going forward and that type of thing with just being involved in such an extensive way?
um I think they just have a level of calm to them. I think that's been something that I've noticed just by proximity of, there's the highest highs and there's lows, and it's success is not linear. And you have moments where you're doing something, and then you'll have moments where it's a dry spell, and that's kind of all part of the nature. And in addition to that, it's so valuable and needed to also be living life truly, like, because it is your life and it is all consuming, but you also have to make sure you're living life as well. And I think that balance is often really hard to achieve in an industry like ours because they or just you think that okay, in order for me to succeed, I have to be doing this all the time. And I feel like there needs to be more grace given to someone who's choosing this path. And um I think being around my parents, I've seen how they understand that it's not, it's a that's just comes being an artist, being in the industry comes with everything that you have to do, but you also have to live your life. So yeah, if that makes any sense.
Love that. Yeah, no, that's very true. I think it's all about the balance because it's easy to get caught up and consumed, but finding that balance is definitely first and foremost the most important, I believe. And just wrapping up with the last question. Tonight you have, as I mentioned, your last show of this tour at Catch One in LA, which is exciting. I'll definitely have to try to make it there tonight. What can fans expect from the final night of this show? And will there be any surprises? I mean, if it's a surprise, you're not going to tell me, but can they expect any surprises?
uh,
Yeah, I think so.
I think every show is, I surprise myself in these shows. So,
Uh-huh.
well, we are, like we said, there's going to be some new music, and we also just have a really great support around us. We have DJs that we've worked with for many years. A very dear friend, Legendary Damon, is introducing us. So it feels like it's also just a culture night. So you never know who's going to be in the audience in those kind of situations. So I'm looking forward to see who comes out.
Well, I appreciate you both so much for taking the time to speak with my publication, Front Cover Mag. I wish you all the best for tonight if I can't make it. I know it's going to be an amazing show. And can we expect anything else coming up after this in the near future for another tour or a mini tour? And will you be coming back to LA?
Yeah, we're actually working on some more dates. We're about to announce a London show this summer
Oh, nice.
for home for us, along with LA. Um, and new music is right around the corner. So, you'll definitely be some new Live Aid this summer. So stay tuned for that.